AKW. How is everybody?
Great.
All right, give me some voices. I don't care how many there are. Give me voices. I'm dying.
Just fine.
Sherry, let that be a lesson. No one said anything until you gave them tacos. And now they're willing to participate. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Let's see. I got 3 pages. Let me check the faces. Cool. Some more disappointing than others. Just kidding. All right, let's go. All right. I'm a technology whiz, so hold on just a second. Screen share. Boom. 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 You see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Welcome, everybody. All right, let's do this. All right. You're awesome. Bucket fills. Let me have them. Awesome.
This is
Great.
Molly. I would love to fill the leadership bucket and everybody's bucket because you filled my tummy bucket. Thank you for the tacos for Founders Day. It was a great celebration, and we appreciate everything, all those extras y'all do for us. That was awesome.
Cool. Thanks, Molly. That's awesome.
I got a bucket fill. I got a bucket fill for Steve Eisenstein. Yesterday, he was on my broker lab and our big Q&A. And as I was going through some of the command functions that I'm still learning, he showed me a workaround that was very efficient, and I didn't know that. And it's awesome because learning as a group is always the best way to learn. So thank you, Steve.
Steve, yay.
Yay. That's awesome. Who else we got? That graphic, the GIF is cracking me up.
I want to say thanks to Tabitha and Corrine for holding down the fort and keeping me informed and reminding me of stuff and keeping me on track and checking in with me and keeping me connected.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Tell me, any wins? If you guys don't have a ton of bucket fills, any big wins recently you want to share?
Jeff, I got one more bucket fill. Do you mind?
No. No,
So
no
I already
buckets.
filled your bucket on our leadership call, but Steve, I really, really, truly appreciate the time you took to take me out on the river for about 5 hours last week. It was great to connect with you on a personal level, and I think, I think I want to do more of that with the people on the leadership team and agents, connections, everything. So thank you, Steve.
I had a wonderful evening. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, he also informed us that you caught no fish, and he did.
Hey,
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I casted a lot. That was awesome.
Nice. Any big wins you guys want to share? Hey, I'll do a bucket fill. B Puffer. I'll bucket fill B Puffer. He continually reaches out and asks what he can help with to me personally, asks and checks on me and says, how you doing? And I mean, something that simple means a lot to me. So thanks, Brad, for doing that. I mean, it's huge. It's literally just those conversations like, hey, what about this? Or do you need help with that? It's huge for me. So thank you.
Jeff, I want to echo that as well. You know, Brad was a great mentor to me while I was on the team and, celebrating wins. As many of you know, I bought a house in February. A lot of work going on with that, and it's finally ready to rent out the other half.
Nice.
So it was really encouraging to me for him to come over and to celebrate that with me and also connect on the personal level. So yeah, Brad's awesome for sure. Totally echo that as well. And again, thanks for the tacos yesterday too. The leadership was great. Kind of see some agents that I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm just glad to be here and looking forward to what the rest of this month and this year is going to hold.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Thank you for speaking up. All right.
Our phenomenal Beck. I've called John several times in the last month, and he is always right on the phone, gets me a super quick answer, emails over some follow-up information, just always super helpful. Really appreciate you taking those calls.
Thank you.
Keep me out of trouble.
We move on.
What's that?
If I may, if I can jump in before we move on, a couple of bucket fills. As always, Keith Prescott. You know, I know for me, and I'm going to speculate most anybody else on the productivity team. He's a coach, he's a mentor, he's a friend, he's, you know, and especially in times like these, he really does a lot just to, you know, keep us going. He goes way beyond just being a real estate coach, and there not enough can be said about that. And also, I want to thank you guys for the tacos yesterday too, especially right now with, you know, all the isolation. Anytime we can get out and be around positive, influencing people, and just, you know, anything like that, it speaks. It's huge right now, and so I truly appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. And there's nothing public yet, but y'all give a high five to Julie May. She had a big win yesterday, so give her a big high five. And she'll share more details as that rolls out. But good job, Julie, there. All right, let's roll on. That's enough lovey-dovey for me. Let's go. All right, that's not working. Let's try this. All right, at a glance, is Zach on here? Wait for it. Time to find the mute button. Zach, you are not on here. All right, I'll roll with it. At a glance. So everybody getting the Ruiz report? Yes, using
Yes.
it? Thumbs up? Cool, good. All right, so some of the highlights, as you can see, new listings up 20%, down 5%. Do you guys know the difference between the top number and the bottom number? Okay, so that's the part that's a little harder to track. We've considered changing the way that's illustrated, but I also wanted the agent to be the point of contact to talk people through this rather than just sending them a sheet and having them do a FSBO. I like the idea of the agent being able to guide them through this. So 20% is the change over last month. 5% is this year compared to this week, this month. Let's see if I can mess it up again. This month compared to the same month last year. Now, we're up 20% over last month, which means we're gaining listing inventory. Some of that is seasonality. 5% down is a strong indicator that what we have been seeing with limited listing inventory is still pretty prevalent. However, we are doing well as far as the market goes on getting listings, so keep doing what you're doing. They're just hard to get right now. So know your numbers, know what your competitive advantage is, your value proposition, and keep doing your things. Listings are what show up in the next 30, 60, 90, 120 days. Your closings that are happening right now are an indicator of what you did 90 days ago, 120 days ago. So keep focused on those listings. It's a big deal. Let's see, any other active listings down 34% compared to this same month last year, when we're talking about last month because we closed the month out. That is limited inventory. We're just seeing super low inventory. Make sense? All right. This is interesting, I think, with withdrawn being down 22% compared to the same month last year. I think that's really interesting. People are staying on the market to get their house sold. People that need to transact right now are transacting, and they're motivated to stay in it. And then obviously withdrawn and expireds are that's both indicators that people are staying on the market. Oh boy, next one, activity. So average days on market, I think it's interesting. Check that out, 24%, that's this number here, 24% compared to the same month last year. That's pretty cool, huh? Yes. All right. What else are we seeing? This is interesting. Average sale price is holding. List to sale, holding. And this, what's this tell us?
Hot.
That is a crazy market. If we're at 2.7 months of inventory and we're 39% lower than we were the same month last year, that's an indicator. Get those listings. We have more buyers than we have listings available, so keep focusing on getting your listings. This is what backs up our Ruiz report. This is our one-sheeter. On the right side, it talks about learn the lingo. When you get this in the mail, whoop, oh gosh, when you get this in your email, please do check into it and read what's on the side. We take the time to write this because it's important. Sellers markets in green, buyers markets in red. Highly a seller's market. See this? All the way up to 549. Let me change this to present mode. I don't know how to do that. There's probably a button somewhere. Anyway, that's what you get. All right. Any questions about the numbers?
Nope.
No? All right. Next. Equity Task Force. Do we have somebody that can speak to this? Come on. Is this an uncomfortable pause? I'm not giving up. Can we get an update on the Equity Task Force?
I'm gonna throw in the white flag because you're making everybody uncomfortable. This, you guys, this is the National Equity Task Force. On a local level, we have an Equity Task Force that we invite everybody to. It's every other Tuesday. So please look out for emails from Corrine in the South Asheville office and, of course, from Alex in the downtown office. What we do locally is being taken up to corporate in Austin, so we can really make an impact throughout the country. So please participate. It's important, right now during these times. So that's what this slide's about. Jeff, if you go to the next one, I think there's a little more detail on what the National Task Force is doing. Yeah. And we've talked about this before, you guys, but we just wanted to include a reminder that this is ongoing.
Yep.
So join.
And who are our two representatives that are participating in that are who?
Eddie Donnelly is spearheading it, correct? And then I'm not sure who's working alongside Eddie, but I know Eddie's a big part of it.
Okay. Good. All right. Bold pivot.
We have Coach Bo on, and he's going to talk for a couple minutes about Bold.
Hey,
Yes.
Bo, I didn't even know you were lurking there. So no one told me. That's impressive.
Lurking sounds so harsh, right? Right. Hovering. My wife tells me I hover.
All right.
Right?
That's a hover.
You're hovering. So yeah. So stop that. Right. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Welcome.
Awesome. Well, listen, hey, I'll dive right in. And I thank you, Hannah. I really appreciate the opportunity to spend a little time with you guys. I was a little concerned when they told me I only had an hour and a half. So I'll try to make sure that I kind of work everything in from that standpoint. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's gonna be quick. So I've got the ability to share my screen. Is that right, Hannah?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, cool. All right, well, I'll do that in just 1 second. So, great. So real quick, been in real estate since 2010. Prior to that, I was a mortgage broker. Cut my teeth in this business in luxury new construction. Started with Keller Williams as a team leader, became an OP, launched 2 market centers in Kentucky and Ohio. Married to my wife, Tara, who's also a MAPS coach and team leader. So away we go. So let's dive in. Hey, sharing a little bit about bold pivot. So here's the thing. There's a bold law, right? That logic makes you think and emotion makes you act. So, what's that? Oh, okay. So here's the deal. I'm going to hit you guys with a little bit of logic this morning. All right? Is that going to be okay? Are we going to be able to hang in there?
Go for it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. So here's the deal. So, oh my gosh, look, there's Molly. I can see Molly now. Hey, look, so check this out. The first session in Bold made huge success, right? It was a huge success. We had over 40,000 agents participate and take that journey. So I'm going to share some numbers with you guys this morning around that Bold Pivot and talk a little bit about actually how the agents that were in Bold Pivot stacked up to the agents that did not participate in Bold Pivot. Okay, so let me pull this slide up real quick.
Jeff, I think you have to make, oh, good. Okay, so we're good. Sorry.
Okay, good deal. So it's up. So check this out, guys. So here's what we looked at. Now I'm taking the month of May and the month of June. Okay, when we stack both those months up, here's what happened. Okay, here's what happened. There were the agents that participated in the first bold pivot. 84% more contacts added to command. 84%, 62% more opportunities created. That's a big one. All right, 124% more smart plans created. So using the tools, getting into command, right? We were engaging as a result of the things that we were doing in bold pivot. 133% more campaigns created. Guys, that's a staggering number. And then here's where the rubber meets the road. 20% more contracts written, 24% more listings taken, and 10% more contracts closed. Now, here's the thing. We can talk about these numbers all day long. Here's the important thing when we talk about those. Guys, that's pipeline, right? That's pipeline that's going to carry us not only till the end of this year, that's going to carry us into next year, right? So let me come up off the screen share here for just a second. All right, so look, so here's the thing. Here's the one thing we know. Every single day we're working on business, and at the same time too, we know we have to spend time searching for business. And when you look at the tools and you look at what we're using and we look what happened with our folks in Bold Pivot, clearly they're outrunning what everyone else is doing. Okay, so here's the thing. Our page, our coaching corner for Bold Pivot is already up and running. It's every Wednesday from 1 to 2. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of great takeaways there. Now, any questions? Does anybody have any questions while I'm on the line about Bold Pivot?
I know that that's 1 to 2 Central, so I'll let everybody know that's 2 to 3 in Asheville time. So 2 to 3.
Which is the only time that really matters because that's Eastern time, correct?
That's right.
And that's where I am too. So there you go, right? Awesome. Well, listen, here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Classic Bold, Bold 2.0, Bold Pivot, they were all written to keep us in perfect position no matter what the market was. The fundamentals will always remain constant. And what we know is when we stray away from accountability, right, and we stop focusing on our one thing, the first thing that goes is our mindset, right? And we always end up feeling it in our production. Our business always takes a little bit of a hit. The first Bold Pivot was written for one thing. It was written to basically allow everyone to set aside your limiting beliefs, right? Keep that positive mindset. And here's the thing, you guys pushed forward. You pushed aside your limiting beliefs. You pushed through. We've got a bold law, right? Fear or faith, you choose. You guys chose faith. We see that every single day, the way you guys are showing up in your market centers, your communities, your families, everything that you're doing. This Bold Pivot that we're going to have coming in August, it's about one thing. It's about productivity. It's about finishing this year strong and absolutely putting ourselves in position to have a fantastic 2021. So I trust that I've answered everybody's questions. You guys are tough to get a question out of. I saw that from a little bit earlier on the call. I'm just kidding. That's all right. So anybody, anything at all before I get off here, because Hannah's going to give me the hook. She said 3 to 4 minutes, so I'm right on that. Anybody?
Is it $799?
$799? No. Is it $699? No. Is it $599? No. It's $99, folks.
Sorry. You know, Bold Coach has got to throw that part in. 99 bucks, y'all. Come on.
Yeah. Well, listen, hey, I look forward to seeing you guys there. We'd love to have you. Absolutely love to have you. Love to have you engaged. And here's the thing to remember. We've got about 114 days left in this year that we can write business and get paid this year. So, you know what? We'd love to have you spend 16 of those days with us in Bold Pivot. So, hey, you guys are awesome. Thank you again to the leadership team. I really appreciate the opportunity. Stay safe out there. Stay bold, and we'll see you at Bold Pivot.
Thank you,
Bye-bye, everybody. All right. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Screen share. Bump. Burp. All right. Chris.
Hey, everyone. How are we doing today?
Great.
Awesome. All right, Jeff, I got 16 slides. You got your trigger figure ready?
I'm ready.
Ready?
Better
Awesome.
move quick.
Okay. Bo, tough act to follow, buddy. All right. So wanted to give you guys a quick update from the commercial department. We put together a little slide deck related to the coronavirus crisis and its ramifications for real estate. A little bit of doom and gloom in here, but it's always our job to be aware of the big picture as we advise our clients. So thought it would be relevant. So speaking to my own business, as well as the other members of the department, this thing's shaken out a little bit differently than expected. I mean, I think everybody was battening down hatches and being like, oh man, here we go. And it's been very active in the brokerage world, to say the least. We're all trying to make hay while the sun's shining, while also keeping in mind that economic impacts from things like this can be delayed and have delayed effects. We may not be out of the woods yet. So I'm going to take a macro perspective here and then zone in on our market. So unemployment's been a big part of the discussion. U.S. bottomed out in April at about 15% unemployment, and it's been clawing its way back since then. A couple dates to keep in mind on this delayed note is June 20th was the North Carolina evictions moratorium expiration. June 25th is the federal eviction moratorium on properties that are backed by federal money. And then July 31st, impending, is the possible expiration of the $600 a week unemployment stimulus, currently hotly contested in Congress, as you probably know. But the takeaway is there's smarter folks than myself who believe that there's 20 million folks in arrears on their rent payments in the U.S. So there's still stuff kind of shaking through the system here that's good to be aware of. There is also significant municipal distress, which might have some impact on the employees of city, county, state governments, et cetera. Next slide, please. No political commentary intended here, but it kind of highlights the idea of moral hazard, which is how much governmental backstop is enough or is too much. And it's quite interesting to see the government stepping in and backstopping corporate debt, even high yield, risky debt, which they've never done before. And the question kind of is, do the bailouts like this change the risk for investors, and does it change capitalism in a way? Next slide, please. So ultimately what we're seeing is a pretty dramatic contrast and acceleration of trends that were already happening in commerce across every industry. We're seeing, for better or worse, we're seeing a disconnect between the stock market and the tech mega caps, and the fact that those are not necessarily a good barometer for the economy at large anymore, the US economy. There's mass consolidation occurring in business across all sectors, and Wall Street and Main Street are kind of shifting apart. You've probably heard that before. Which brings me to our awesome little town and market of Asheville. So Asheville's kind of actively kept the large chains out of our downtown core. And the result of that is we have a high density of small business in Asheville who have been hit quite hard by this crisis. The small business operators don't have the same access to capital or debt that the Fortune 500 has, so they're less able to weather the storm. Next slide. Fortunately, the tenants and landlords are collaborating for the most part and formalizing rent abatements, deferrals, payment plans, etc. And as you go upstream, the landlords are working with their lenders to go to interest only and other stopgap measures to keep the lights on. But the reality is that a lot of small businesses, restaurant operators, and other small businesses are having trouble. Some are choosing not to reopen. And our weight towards tourism, you know, while you'd think that it would be a major liability for us, interestingly enough, it's being offset by the fact that we're really well positioned for the flight from the major metros, because people are realizing they can work just as well from the mountains of Western North Carolina as they can from New York City, Manhattan. Next slide, please. So this is a big one. You've probably seen this. I need to dig more into it, and I'm sure, you know, not an expert on the specific ramifications of this action by City Council, but we've become one of the first cities in the nation to acknowledge the need for reparations to people of color, which is huge news. As far as I can tell, it does not establish direct payments, but it does call out slavery, redlining, gentrification, discriminatory housing practices, steering, blockbusting, and a variety of other things. And it acknowledges the failure of urban renewal. It calls for reform on education, law enforcement, and criminal justice. And it also seeks to increase homeownership and access to affordable housing, as well as fostering career development and generational wealth. So all of these things are definitely very much relevant to us as real estate professionals. And it's a general resolution, but the door is open for us as the small business community to propose ideas. So let's do it. Personally, I intend to work with the city and affordable housing developers to try to facilitate affordable housing on city-owned real estate. That's one way that I can use my skill set. I'm sure we can all contribute. Next slide, please, Jeff. On the commercial lending front, and unlike our awesome Movement Mortgage colleagues, many of the lenders are kind of on the sidelines because they don't really know how to underwrite the risk of this crisis. Those who are writing paper are seeking more conservative terms with LTV, larger spreads, and there's very little non-recourse / collateralized loans. Next slide, please. Another big trend is sale leasebacks, where a business owner that also owns their real estate is essentially offering their real estate with themselves as the tenant to create working capital for their business. It's a really creative capital strategy that any of the KW Commercial folks would be happy to talk to you about if you have somebody in mind that might be interested in that. Next slide. Project Ranger is a huge proposed project veiled in secrecy. It is on Biltmore Farms land, which is contiguous to I-26 and the French Broad River, kind of near Bent Creek. This is going to be a 750,000 square foot industrial facility. It'll bring 1,200 jobs. We're all very interested to know what it's going to be. Next slide. Creighton Road near Biltmore Village is going to be a Mission Health facility, 85,000 square foot, 120 bed behavioral health complex. So that's pretty big news. And next slide. The rumor mill is saying that the Fuddruckers site on Charlotte Street is under contract. This was previously under agreement for an apartment deal, and apparently it's a different use this time. Next slide. So to wrap up, we're seeing a world of contrast in commercial real estate. You know, we're seeing commercial transactions nationwide are down 65 to 70%, but here locally, there's a lot of interest in our market from outside capital. Things don't seem to be slowing down here. Big corporations in general are faring better than small business, unfortunately. And certain real estate assets are doing very well, like data centers, cell tower, industrial, vacation rental. While others are getting hammered, like restaurants, bars, shopping malls, retail, office, hotel, student housing is very up in the air. On the retail front, Carl Icahn's got a $1 billion plus short position on commercial mortgage-backed securities. So he's basically doing the big short all over again with the same instrument, credit default swaps. So next slide, Jeff. Thank you for your time. And in closing, our team at KW Commercial, we want to be available to you and an informational resource with no strings attached. So feel free to reach out anytime. And thank you for your time today.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. All right. Kim, you on here? Or is this Kim? I'm guessing it's Kim. Who is this?
It's Kim.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. Tell us about the mortgage situation.
Oh my goodness. It's so good to see all you guys. You can go to the next slide. We are in a tsunami of mortgage applications over here, which is a great problem to have. But some days we feel like we're drowning, if we're honest. So our priority is always going to be the purchase transaction. We're prioritizing. What we're seeing is that these rates that I'm showing you are exceptionally low as compared to our competitors who are increasing rates to slow the flow of volume. So you can get a 30-year fixed between 2 3/4 and 2.875 with no points, which is unheard of. It's the lowest it's ever been. On the government side, it's a little bit better. The spread is around 2.625 to 2.75. So awesome opportunity for folks buying homes to buy more house. If you want to go to the next slide. So just a couple of market updates. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen turn times with attorneys extended in terms of trying to get your transactions closed. I would suggest to you that if you're going to be working with a buyer, that you get them qualified early, because we need to move like lightning speed, which isn't what lightning speed used to be, But if folks haven't already gotten their application in and they're trying to put the cart before the horse, it makes it harder to keep the train on the tracks and keep it moving at a speed that we both want. I would set proper expectations. I would not do a 2-week due diligence if you're doing financing. It's taking us that long to get an appraisal. Appraisers are extremely backed up. In certain markets like Brevard or Cashers or outside of our area, we have seen appraisal turn times 30 plus days.
Wow.
Just to get the appraisal back. So I would set proper expectations. Please do a 30-day due diligence just to protect yourself from having to go back to the listing agent. Insurance agents are also delayed because they've got all these people buying homes, but they've also got all these people refinancing, and they're still trying to navigate working remotely in most cases and social distancing. The reason for all of this is volume. The volume is up like 400%, guys. And a lot of we are hiring like crazy. If you know anybody who's a processor or an underwriter, send them our way. But a lot of other institutions are not staffed to be able to handle this kind of volume. So that means service levels sort of break. And that's why I have this picture. It's a supply chain issue, right? We see the impact of the coronavirus all over. A reminder for self-employed borrowers, we need to be prepared and have a year-to-date profit and loss and 2 months bank statements. And what we're seeing, unfortunately, is that a lot of folks, particularly in hospitality or restaurant owners or whatever, or some event venue industries. I had someone coming from California and they do concerts, like their income is way down. We cannot use unemployment for qualification. And if someone's self-employed and they have a huge decline, we have to be able to see that they're on the rebound at least, and they have to qualify at the lower income. So that's definitely a big change. I don't know if I have another slide after this, but this is something that came out after I sent the slides. And that is that if somebody is a VA borrower and they did forbearance previously, they were not able to refinance for 12 months. Now VA has come out and said that they are going to align with conventional, and if they get out of forbearance, then they are eligible for a refinance without waiting. So that's really good news. I'm really happy to see you guys. Thank you.
So good to see you too. That's awesome. That's crazy. I cannot believe the interest rates. It's ridiculous.
Nuts. It's nuts.
So crazy. Everybody's seeing a lot of uptick in your businesses as well, I'm guessing. Head nods. Yeah. Julie just yawned. Either I'm boring or she's tired because she's so busy.
Probably tired.
So Stuart says, find something profound to say. I got nothing profound, but I do have something that I wanted to bring up. So as we went into the COVID, we'll call it a sitch, into the COVID sitch, we all were pivoting and trying to find ways to help the agents. And I know that you guys are aware that the ownership, we came up with the COVID relief plan, and the ownership group was great and made a lot of concessions to try and ease the pain and the uncertainty of such a transition. One of the most exciting things for me was I may have hit a wall a couple weeks ago and I had to take an emergency vacation. I know that sounds dramatic, but I had to leave. Did a little emergency vacation, and I came back feeling refreshed and excited. I love seeing all your faces. One of the things we're working on the leadership team is we're working on connection and action. Guess what we call it?
Connection and action.
Connection.
It's connection. So that's been our focus, is connection. So that's part of what we're doing with the taco truck and with the tacos, and we're going to try and include more events that bring us together and provide value. In doing so, the conversation has come up with the ownership group and your awesome OP, and we've been talking about what are ways that we can help provide more value for you in the agent base. And I have no announcement today, but I want you to know that Sherry and I and our leadership team are working really diligently to find a value proposition that is so outside of the box that you guys are going to have your minds blown we're working hard on what are the things that can help agents, how can they leverage them, how can we make your life better, easier, more efficient, and come across professionally. I am so excited and appreciative of Sherry and the ownerships group, their willingness to have this conversation. I said this on the leadership call this morning, but we're 20 years into a business. Remember the 20-year anniversary last year? We're 20 years into a vision. We've had tremendous success. And to have an OP, an ownership group that is astute enough to step back and say, hey, we've had a lot of success, but we need more for the agents. I want you guys to know that we are leaning in hard to creating a new value proposition or adding to our value proposition to add to our successes. And we're really excited to roll out some more info as that develops, but we got big things happening and I'm super excited about it because we're flipping the script. It's nothing's coming from corporate. This is literally at the ground level and I'm super excited about it. So stay tuned and I look forward to even talking to you all individually if appropriate, but we'll make an announcement and talk about how that's going to look in your day-to-day business. All right, we got a guest speaker, Brother Wolf.
Hey.
Hi.
Thank you so much for letting me jump in. I appreciate it, and I have plenty of puppy and kitten photos to hopefully keep you entertained for a few minutes while I get to talk. So we will just jump into talking about Brother Wolf, if you don't mind going to the next slide. So, oh, it looks like the picture didn't come over. You can just go to the next one. So this is why Brother Wolf does what we do. We're a nonprofit based in Western North Carolina. Hopefully many of you know us. And North Carolina is actually the 3rd worst state in the entire country for the euthanasia rates of shelter animals. Most people don't know that. It's very shocking, especially since the 2 worst are California and Texas. So obviously much bigger landmass states, and North Carolina coming in 3rd. We have a lot of work to do in North Carolina, and what Brother Wolf does is really zooms out and looks at Western North Carolina as a whole. And a lot of other agencies are honed in on their counties, which is so important for the work that they do. But Brother Wolf kind of zooming out and looking at Western North Carolina as a whole is able to help in different ways. So one of the things that we do is we partner with these shelters who are looking at their specific county. And so we go into those counties, Burke County, Madison County, all these Western North Carolina counties that really need our help. And we say, you know, let us know when you are too full, because what happens is shelters fill up. They have too many animals, especially right now. We are receiving so many requests from people who are saying, you know, they lost their job, they're about to lose some of that unemployment money, and they're having to move and they can't take their animals with them. So when these small shelters fill up in these rural counties that just don't have the foot traffic that Brother Wolf does and don't have the adoption absorption rate into their communities, we go and we get their animals. And so this was a little kitten screaming at a door this week that we took her in, and she's already adopted. So that happens every week here. You can go to the next one. Adoption is really important. Even during COVID, we have stayed open. We're doing appointment-based adoptions right now, and we have adopted out over 135 animals every single month during COVID. So we're really excited about that, and we're lucky to have such a great community in the Asheville area that loves to adopt. Next slide. Our foster homes are extremely important for what we do at Brother Wolf Animal Rescue, so they kind of boost this whole situation here. They're 60% or more of our animals at any given time are living in caring foster homes, which again just allows us at Brother Wolf to have a bigger impact on Western North Carolina as a whole, because a lot of your rural small shelters just don't have that support. Next slide. We are so excited. We just launched a second mobile spay and neuter clinic. So we visit 10 counties, and that number is growing in Western North Carolina. And we are doing 180 or more surgeries every single week. So spaying and neutering those animals so that you're not having unwanted litters that flood the shelter system. And this is really the way that we can tackle the problem on the front end and get ahead of animal homelessness in Western North Carolina. Next slide. that picture didn't come through, but just imagine 11 Pyrenees puppies. It's just a great story of how everything comes together because you have the puppies that don't have homes that are brought to the adoption center who are rehomed at Brother Wolf. And then we bring mom and dad in as well, put them in the spay and neuter clinic and make sure that those puppies aren't something that keeps happening every year. And we got one more. Yeah. So Brother Wolf is in Asheville, and we serve Western North Carolina. Something that we do with some real estate agents currently is when they have a family that is moving maybe into their first home, or they're moving into a home that's larger or has a fenced-in backyard. I know that you guys often hear from people, you know, we're ready to get a dog. And so we do have some agents who will give a gift card to the person that's moving into that house. And so we sell gift cards for people to be able to cover the cost of the adoption, and you can give them a gift card that is good for years and years, and so they can come in and pick the perfect pet for their family. We'd also love to have you guys involved in volunteering and fostering and adopting as well. So I hope that you'll reach out and get connected.
And what was your name?
Leah.
Oh,
I'm the executive director at Brother Wolf.
I think I can remember that one. Welcome, Leah. Thank you for doing that. That was awesome.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
All right. What we got next? We have first time home buyer seminar and kit. Hannah, can you help me with this?
This is all the next slides are just things that are new in Command since we met last month. So
Okay.
as you guys know, Command changes every single day. So these are just a few things we wanted to highlight as far as designs go and just more pieces of technology to leverage your business. So you can click through, Jeff. The next few, I think, are a lot of slides. This is a virtual tour of a home.
Am I supposed to click these?
You can, yeah. I mean, just do that.
All right.
Oh, never mind.
Or don't. Oh my goodness. I don't think it's going to let me play.
It just showed it. Oh.
It's the same music they use for everything.
Good, how are you?
That's awesome. And remember that those, when requests are made through your app, they go directly to you. So get that app to as many people as you can. Oh yeah, in designs we have they've included socially distant marketing design stuff. So don't be afraid to get in designs, click around, see if there's anything that you want to use for your marketing, because they're populating that with some stuff that's ready to go and easy to use. Energy plan. I'm going to click through this just so you can see it.
Yeah, dude, this just shows what's been added recently.
Yep.
And you guys don't forget, Danny and Jacob can help walk you through this. In the bottom, you can see where it says KW DBA name. That would say KW Professionals or Elite and your contact info. So it can all be customized to you and your business.
That's awesome. All right, big moment.
All right. It was great seeing a lot of people at the taco day yesterday. I missed seeing people's faces, and we were able to do a little social distancing, have some great conversations with some new agents and some veteran agents. I want to see more of that. I know Jeff and Hannah and the leadership team are really trying to do more regular events like that, and I really appreciate that. I'm going to piggyback on what Jeff was talking about, though, on the connection level, and I'm trying to bring that into the broker labs and the big Q&As, and I understand that it's not directly related to real estate, though in any organization, when we have this kind of artificial separation because of the COVID, we need to look for ways to connect. And what I'm suggesting to people when they join the big Q&As and the broker labs is to really try to have those 3 or 4 people that you have a little deeper connection with, that you can call on, you can get support from, and you can get feedback from, and maybe you can't get a hold of me or any one of the other BICs, you can turn to them and get some support. It's so important during these times, and I'm so thankful that we have a leadership team and an OP and a team leader that value that kind of connection. So thank you guys, really important. A little bit of housekeeping. We are getting more phone calls than I'd like to see, and I don't want Alex to get overwhelmed with them, about agents bringing clients into homes unmasked. We are still in a pretty hot environment when it comes to COVID, and the state, county, and the Board of Realtors expect us to follow COVID procedures. So when we get calls from irate sellers that have found out, whether it's through a surveillance camera or because they're on site, that our agents are bringing in clients into their homes unmasked, it really does create a pretty challenging conversation. So I really want people to pay attention to that. Please explain it to your clients. You can put it on us as far as a company policy and as far as a state and county ordinance, but it really needs to happen. How we earn business with buyers and sellers is by our reputation. And like I've always said in the big Q&As and whatnot, I want to support our company becoming the most ethical, the most professional firm in our region. And that's part of that.
And John,
yeah.
as a reminder, we are listed on our Board of Realtors website as being compliant and following these protocol. So this is a commitment we've made as a firm. So we're really counting on y'all to follow those practices. And I do think it's a good thing to do anyway, but there's also a level of accountability, and we've said you're going to do it. So please do it.
Absolutely. And on the flip side, in the office, I just really want to put a big appreciation out to everybody that's coming into the office, because I do see people paying attention to that in our office and wearing masks and wiping down equipment. And I will, I can't see in every conference room, but we do have signs outside those conference rooms, and we are expecting you to remain masked with your client in the conference room as well. And that's not just to protect each other, but it's to protect some contamination, and so everyone can move into a safe room when they're scheduled to be in there. The last thing I'd like to say is, we have a lot of provisional brokers in our firm, and I, as a BIC here at 86, and the other BICs at the other business centers, all offer support trainings and meetings and Q&As. And I need to see more participation on the provisional broker side. That was a commitment that everyone makes as a provisional broker joining Keller Williams, that you'll attend at least one broker lab and 2 big Q&As per month. All the provisional brokers will be receiving an email that has all the details about what's offered, when it's offered, so it can be easy. I've talked to Alex, and she's willing to put all of those hot links in her weekly content, so you won't just be seeing mine at 86. And if you're a provisional broker in Black Mountain and the schedule works for you to attend my broker lab, please do that. There's no boundaries as far as where you can attend these classes. And Alex is kind of the central person that holds the attendance sheet and keeps everybody on track to be compliant. So expect that email. Again, it's something that is of value, I think, to all of the agents. And that's how you can grow your business. You build your skill set, you keep in your professional development mindset, and you show up. So the people that are showing up and staying in activities are crushing it, whether you're a veteran or whether you're a provisional broker. I'm seeing contracts every day get dropped into my files to review. So stay connected and have an awesome week. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, John. All right. Was this part of the big thing, or you just want me to say this, people?
That was part of the big thing about staying in compliance.
Okay. Good.
Oh, and one more thing. I just saw the thing, bring a buddy. I think we need to talk about this more often. Just safety protocol for agents. We see these big news events around the country and even locally around safety issues regarding open houses or meeting clients at properties. If you at all feel uncomfortable going to a property because the client's going to meet you there or whatever it may be, please tap on a buddy and ask them to come with you. Again, a good reason to have a few people that you really are deeply connected with in our firm that you can call on. Call me. If I'm available, I'll go out to a showing with you. No problem. So, stay safe, and thanks again.
Awesome. Dawn, you on here?
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
Hey, welcome.
Thanks for having me. So, good morning. Is it still morning? And thanks so much for an awesome June. 30 closings in June. That was just amazing. I know that you guys are out there pounding the pavement, doing hard work, trying to get listings and get things to closing. So I appreciate you taking 210 with you. Also, I want to highlight the claims paid in June. Look at that number, 12,000. Last year in the month of June, we paid out about $4,000. So this is about 3 times what we would average in June. So keep in mind, your folks are at home, stuff is breaking, we are paying their claims. I had so many in the running for my highest paid claim. Peter, your client won out at $2,750, but many claims over $1,000, $2,000. So just keep in mind that's all money that they would be paying out of their pocket if they didn't have a home warranty. So they're very grateful to you as an agent for recommending it, and I'm grateful for you, to keep bringing us with you in those closings. I will not bore you with reading everybody's name, but I genuinely appreciate everyone on this slide. I appreciate everybody who writes us into a contract, even if it doesn't work out. I just appreciate you having the conversation with your clients and seeing value in the warranty. One place that we kind of missed last month, there were 17 closings in May, and no one took advantage of the Happy Home Lock and Hardware. So that's $100 that just got left on the table for your clients. I know that you're focusing on staying in contact with your clients. Call those closings. We had 30 closings last month. Call those closings and remind them. All they have to do is submit a receipt and they get $100 reimbursement. I'm not coming back to them to ask questions about, nitpicking. All we're doing is saying if you have a locksmith out or if you go to a hardware store and purchase door hardware, we're going to reimburse you up to $100. So it's a great reason to have a conversation with them. It's a great opportunity for them to see value in the warranty, and who doesn't like to get $100? I'm just saying.
I like $100.
You'll take it? Well,
Yeah.
You got to go get your locks changed, man. You got 45 days from closing. So you have to buy a house first and then go get your locks changed.
All right.
It's worth it for that $100. So just a real quick review. What happens when my clients have a failure? First off, I missed a step on here. They have to have a warranty. That's step one. Then if they have a failure, step one is to file a claim. Now, I know sometimes people are like, oh man, the wait times on your phone system are crazy long. That's why we encourage them to use the homeowner portal. Go online. You can file your claim. It's instant. I know that people think the internet is slower. I don't know why they think that, but listen, file your claim. We're going to instantly match you to a contractor. If we don't have a contractor, we're going to give that client instructions on how to find their own contractor and get reimbursed. We are trying to make it as easy on your customers as possible. Our call volumes are about 300% of anticipated call volume. I know Kim was talking about our numbers are 400%. We're all in this crazy boat of trying to handle as many clients as possible. So encourage them to use the website. There's very easy instructions. If your clients have questions or if you don't know how it works, never hesitate to give them my number or to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help you and your clients. We want them to get those claims filed. We want them to get them paid, and we want happy customers. So first step is always filing the claim. You got water flowing out of the wall and you think, oh, I need to call a plumber, just go ahead and send me a text at the same time and I can help you with that. Just make sure that we know that you got an open claim. So in any case, thank you so much for your business. I hope that July is on fire, and I hope to get to see you all in person again very soon.
All right. Thank you, Dawn. Update on the COVID-19, still in phase 2. We're doing the office. We're seeing a lot more traffic in the office, which is good. We want you in the office. We want you doing your business. Public's allowed. Just set your appointments and use the offices, please. like John mentioned, remember to wipe down those conference rooms after you're done. And if you're walking through the common spaces, just throw a mask on. I don't care what you do in your office, but if you're in the common spaces, just throw a mask on. And then we are still but doing the floor duty remotely. So I know you guys can read. All right, culture ambassadors. So we have 2 people that, oh my goodness, hold on. I don't know how to go back. All right, Shafi, you on here? Maybe, maybe not. He's at a cultural ambassador summit. Want to thank both Melissa and Michael for being cultural ambassadors. They are operating at a regional level, being involved with the cultural conversations, and we appreciate you both being representatives of our market centers. Thank you. All right, best command compliance. This goes to Chuck Johnson with the Johnson Property Group. And Steve, if you're on here, I think that just means he's got the tightest contracts over there at Elite.
Yeah, they've really upped their game, and very little corrections, and stuff's complete and turned in on time, and makes my job a lot easier.
That's awesome. Thank you, Chuck, for that. That's great. All right, first closings. Wow, look at this list. This is awesome. You're in my way, Steve. I had to move you. It looks like Gina. There's a lot. Gina, Michelle, Ren, Tammy, Alina, Tommy, Yari, Chris, and Joanne. That's awesome. Congratulations on your first closings. That's why we are here. Congrats on that. Home Run Award. Steve, what is this? You're muted.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
A listing, a written contract, and a closed contract. And this is from the Elite office.
That's awesome.
Gina, Rebecca, Jana, Samantha, I guess going by Sammy now. Yeah. Todd, Vicky, Lorene, Kevin, Chuck, and Greg. Good job, guys.
That's awesome. And that's one written, one closed, and a listing?
Yep.
That's awesome. Congratulations, y'all. All right. Written volume. Wow, that's a lot of written volume. 11.2 million with Matt and Molly Group.
Thanks, y'all.
Can I get a woohoo? All right.
I woohooed that.
I know you woohooed. All right. Written volume for team. Look at that. 11.5 million with the Puffer property.
Woo! Hit it.
Written volume individual. Jay Martin, 2.8 million. Woo! That's awesome.
Done.
Closed volume for group. Look at Firefly. 6.5 million. COVID, what? All right. Closed volume for group at Elite, 2.5 million for Johnson Property Group. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. Closed volume team, 2.3 million Puffer Properties.
Yeah.
You guys are doing well. Closed volume for team at Elite, Sammy, 1.1 million. Congrats on that. Woo. Individual closed volume, looks like almost 2.7 million. Jason Martini. Good job, Jason. Hat tip to you. And closed volume individual. Look at that, 1.2 million.
Hey, Lorraine.
Listing volume group, Broker Asheville at 11.5. Good job, Broker Asheville.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
And Front Porch Realty, 1.6 million on listing volume team. Good job, y'all.
Hello, this is Tabitha.
1.3 million for Emmy Gray. Congratulations, Emmy.
Hey, Casey. I'm well. How are you?
Awesome. Tabitha, you need to mute yourself. Closed volume and commercial and listing volume. Carla. Barter.
All right, Carla. Carla.
And Rookie of the Month. Look at that. 314,000 with Ann Stafford.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's cool. All right. Jonathan Gonzalez, Rookie of the Month. Oh, now we got the cappers. Cappers, 100% of your commission until your anniversary date. Lori Reese.
Right.
You like that? 100%?
Well, if if you're coming in the building, you can put it in my inbox. But if you just want to drop it in the Dropbox, you can. We check it every morning.
Tabitha, you're not muted.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Bill DeVore, Capper, congratulations, Bill. He's not busy, not even trying. All right, Katie Prendergast, congratulations on capping. You're at 100% also. She is.
Four bottles of bubbles now, Katie. 4 bottles of bubbles.
4 bottles of bubbles. All right, upcoming events. We've got, why don't Alex or Hannah, you guys want to take this? No?
I'm happy to. We've got 2 events next week on the same day. So you guys, in the morning, we have customer experience with Nadine, who I've not taken anything from, but I've heard great things. So that's a CES class that you guys would register for. Mm-hmm. And then in the afternoon, because of the market right now, we thought it'd be really valuable to bring you guys a class on how to win offers, because so many people are going into multiple offer situations. So this is a panel of top agents between elite and professionals that are really good at handling multiple offers. So tune in for both of those. Of course, they're both Zoom, and Alex and Kareen will get information out on how to log in.
That's right. And with the how to win offers, this is something that was requested by the agent base. We put together, it will be open format. So you're able to ask questions, hear strategies that they're using to win multiple offer situations. With the current market and limited listing inventory, this is something you totally should be part of, because it's there are little tips and tricks that are quite helpful.
Can I add one thing about the how to win offers thing?
Yeah.
Okay, really quickly. So there's and I'll send it out after the meeting. There is a Google form. So if you guys want to submit your questions that you want to ask the panel, that, if you have any questions, go ahead and submit them now. And then during the panel, they'll go ahead and answer them for you. So I'll go ahead and get that out after this meeting.
That's awesome. And on CES, I talked to Tammy. We're working hard to, CES classes happen somewhat infrequently because of the rotation we have with the schedule. And we're working on a way to have more CES classes available to you that you can log into remotely than we have in a previous setup. So keep an eye out for anything that's CES. That means that it's happening at a regional level, and they're typically really high quality classes that are worth attending. So stay tuned in on that stuff. Mega Camp, they're going digital, and they did move the date to September 15th through the 17th. The link is here. Well, I think we've already mailed it out. We'll continue to do so and post links. Please register for Mega Camp. There's gonna be a lot of content on there, and they're doing a good job of keeping it relevant and fresh and allowing you to do that remotely. Remember, Mega Camp, there's 2 versions of our conventions, one being in the spring, which is called Family Reunion, a little bit bigger. Our more focused, higher production event is Mega Camp, and it's typically, 5 million plus is usually the focus. That doesn't mean that if you're below 5 million, you can't attend it. That's where you actually get to hear people that are in the business and what they're doing to move their business forward. So get into Mega Camp, watch it, participate. Definitely worth doing. One last thing before we sign off, Ruiz reports. I know Zach's on here now, but we've got a poll on Facebook, and we're looking at what other areas to include. So like Madison County or McDowell or Haywood, get on there and vote. The reports are hard to put together. Zach's willing to do so and happy to help, but he needs direction on what's more important so he can pick which ones to attack first. So get on, I think the only place it is Facebook. Is that right, Zach?
That's right. It's on the Keller Williams Professional Facebook group.
Okay, cool. So yeah, get on the Facebook group and log into that poll, and please give us your vote. I'd love to be able to add those surrounding areas to give you just more information for you and your clients. Thank you. Appreciate everybody. We'll do, I don't know what'll be next. We had tacos this last time. Maybe we'll do tacos again or something more fun. What's more fun than tacos? Nothing. So I guess we'll do more social events soon.
Jerry wants a dance party.
Oh, dance party. Okay.
Jerry wants a parking lot dance party.
Yeah,
Everybody
parking lot.
wants- Oh my gosh. I'm not doing that. Okay. Thanks. Hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves and staying in your business and enjoying your family time. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Thank you.